Hello, good morning, students. Welcome back to online classes. So, let us continue with the next chapter called as arrays. So, array is a collection of elements where all the elements are same kind of data type and under the same name. Means it is nothing but it contains some elements, so it is a homogeneous elements. So array is a collection of homogeneous data elements where all the elements are same data type under the same array name. If I take an array name as a, so the array name is taken as a with the same data type. If I declare the array name as int, so it contains all the values as integer values. So if I take the data type as float, then it contains the floating point data elements. So it is nothing but it is a collection of homogeneous data elements where all the elements are same data type and under the same name, and the elements are numbered as 0 1 2 so on up to n minus 1. So it is nothing but it is called as subscripts or indices. So it is nothing but each element has its own subscript value. So the array value always begins from 0. So if I will take the array size as 5, so n is nothing but the array size, so n becomes 5. So 0 to n minus 1 is nothing but my array size is 5, so 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. So the array value contains 0 to 4. So the array value always begins from 0. So these numbers are used to locate the positions of elements within the array. So subscripts are used to locate the positions in at which position the elements are present. So it can be identified using the subscript values. So we will take these now subscript values to locate the position of the particular element in the array. If A is the name of the array, the elements can be directly accessed as A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, so on up to A of n minus 1. So I already told you that the array name is constant. At the time of declaration, I will take the array name. So here I am taking the array name as A, and within the array there are some elements, so those elements are directly accessed by using the subscripts like a of 0, a of 1, a of 2 and so on up to the last element, that is a of n minus 1. So next point, a of 0 is the name of the first element present at position 0. So a of 0 is nothing but the very first element present in an array. So in next, a of 1 is the name of the second element at the position 1 and so on. Because, and I already told you that the array position always begins from 0. So a of 0 contains the first element at the position of 0, and a of 1 is the name of the second element at the position 1 and so on. In general, it can be written as a of I is the element present at position I. So a of I is nothing but in general form it I may be 0 1 2 or so on up to it depending upon the array size. So next point, an array can be represented as, so here take an example. So a is an array name and it contains 5 values, means I am taking the array size as 5. So it contains 5 values 10 20 30 40 and 50. So these are the array elements present in an array called as a, and here it can be accessed using the array called as a of 0, means at the 0th position the element is 10, at the first position the element is 20, at the second position the element is 30, at the third position the element is 40, and at the fourth position the element is 50. So we already told that the elements are numbered as 0 to n minus 1. If I take the n value as 5, so it contains 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, because at the last position there is n minus 1 value. So n minus 1 is nothing but 5 minus 1. So the fifth position value, that is 4. So next, the method of numbering the ith element with index I minus 1 is called as zero based indexing. So zero based indexing is nothing but the ith element will be numbering using the index value called as I minus 1. So it is called as zero based indexing. So next point, those are types of arrays. So there are three types in an array. So that is one dimensional array, two dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. So look at to the first type, that is one dimensional array. It is an array in which each element is accessed by using only one subscript. So subscript is nothing but a pair of square brackets, so that is called as a subscript. So it contains the array which contains only one subscript, so that is called as one dimensional array. The only one subscript represents the position of the element in the array. So it is nothing but it takes only one subscript. So it contains some array size. So depending upon the array size, the elements will be inserted in the array. And two-dimensional array is nothing but it is an array in which each element is accessed using two subscripts. So in previous one there is only one subscript, but in two-dimensional array there are two subscripts, so it is called as two-dimensional array. The subscripts represents the position of element in the array. So next, multi-dimensional array. It is nothing but a multi-dimensional array is nothing but two or more or n dimensions. So it is nothing but multi-dimensional array. It may be 3 or 4 and so on. So it is called as multi-dimensional arrays. So look at to the in-depth of one dimensional array, about how to declare the one dimensional array and how to initialize the one dimensional array and how to insert the elements into an array. So it is an array in which element is accessed by using one subscript, so that is called as one dimensional array. The only one subscript represents the position of the element in an array. So declaration is nothing but before using the array we should declare whether it is in integer data type or floating data type with an array name and its size. So declaration of one dimensional array, so the syntax, that is nothing but the general form of one dimensional array. So data type, array name and size. So I already told you that the pair of square brackets is called as subscripts. So in between the pair of square brackets we will mention the array size. So data type is nothing but, example for data type is int, float, char, etc. So take an example, that is int marks of 50. Here I am taking the data type as integer data type, that is nothing but int, and the array name as marks, and within the subscript I am taking the size of an array, that is 50. Means it is nothing but it can take maximum of 50 numbers or 50 digits, so 0 to 49. So initialization of one dimensional arrays. So I am taking two more examples here. So int a of 5 equals to 9 comma minus 5 comma 6 comma 2 comma 8. So initialization is nothing but, so declaration, I am declaring the array name with the data type and array size. Initialization is nothing but the values which we inserted into an array. So initialization of one dimensional array. So example int a of 5. So here I am taking the data type as int and array name as a and array size as 5. So I am inserting 5 values into an array. So those values are 9, -5, 6, 2 and 8. Here these 5 values are with the same data type, so that is int. So these are integer values. So next one, float. Weight of 5 equals to 1.5, 2.8 and 2.5. Here I am taking the data type as float and array name as weight with the array size as 5, but I am inserting only three values, that is 1.5, 2.8 and 2.5. So the all three values are in the form of float. Float is nothing but decimal values. So this is an example for how to initialization of one dimensional arrays. So next one, how to access the elements from an array. So same example I am taking here, int a of 5. So we can read 5 elements into the array through the input device by writing the following program, fragment. So how to access the elements? So I am taking the array size as 5 with the array name as a with the integer data type. So this is the 3-line code. Cout, enter the elements. So cout statement is used to print whatever you written within the double quotes, that will be printed on your output screen. So enter the elements. So for loop, I am taking for loop because it should be looped, because I want to insert 5 elements in an array. So I want to take for loop here. I equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So I am initializing the, I am taking one variable as I with the, I am initializing the I value as 0. So initial value of I is 0, because I already told you that the array value always begins from 0. So I am taking the I value as 0. So next, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So first one, the first is I equals to 0, the I value is initialized, and the next is the condition. I am checking that. So I value is 0, 0 is less than 5, as the condition is true. Then the scene statement, scene is nothing but it is an input statement. The user has to insert an element. So next, a of I. So scene a of I is nothing but at I value is 0. So a of 0, at the position of a of 0 I want to insert an element. So I am inserting the value as 1. So at the 0th position I am inserted the value as 1. So next, I will be incremented here. So I becomes 0 becomes 1. So 1 is less than 5, as the condition is again true. So the next again scene statement is executed, a of 1. So at the position of a of 1 I am inserting the value as 2. So next again I value is incremented here. So I becomes 3, sorry, I becomes 2 now. So 2 is less than 5, yes, condition is true. Again it will ask one more element to insert. So the user will insert at the position of a of 2. I am inserting the value as 3. So again I value is incremented, I becomes 3. 3 is less than 5, yes, again the condition is true. Now a of 3, so at the position of a of 3 I am inserting the value as 4, and again I value will be incremented, I becomes 4. 4 is less than 5, as the condition is true. Then again I am inserting the one more value, that is at the position of a of 4 I am inserting the value as 5. Again I value will be incremented here, so I becomes 5. 5 is less than 5, the condition become false. So the array values are inserted at the given positions. So at the a of 0th position I am inserted the value as 1. At the a of 1 position I am inserted 2. At the a of 3 position I am inserted at the value at the position of a of 2 I am inserted the value as 3. At the position of a of 4 I am inserted the value as 4. At the a of 4 I am inserted the value as 5. So the array values are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here I am inserted the values, but I want to print the array values now. So to print the 5 elements of the above array, we write the following program: fragment. So cout the elements are. So I am inserting the, so I already inserted the values into an array. So I want to print the whatever the values are comes under an array. I want to insert, so I'm sorry, I want to print those values. So I'm using cout the elements are. Again I am using for loop here. So for I equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So again I value is initialized to 0, 0 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. So next set w is nothing but set width. It gives us 5 line spaces in between the digits. So a of 0, so a of 0 has the value as 1, it will be printed, and I value will be incremented, I becomes 1, 1 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. At the position of a of 1, the value is 2, that 2 will be printed, and again I is incremented, I becomes 3, sorry, I becomes 2, 2 is less than 5, yes, at the position of a of 2 the value is 3, that will be printed, and I is incremented, I becomes 3, 3 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. At the a of 3 the value is 4, that will be printed, and again I will be incremented, I becomes 4, 4 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. A of 4 the value is 5, 5 is printed, again I is incremented, I becomes 5, 5 is less than 5, here the condition become false, so the for loop will be ended here. So next here takes an program fragment, complete program, how to input the values and how to get the output, the same which we done in the previous program fragment. So here to read the elements into the array and printing the elements. So these are the three header files we use under this program. So iostream.h is nothing but it is used for cout and cin, that is input and output statements. Conio.h is used for clear screen and get ch function, and iomanip.h is used for setw function. So I'm declaring the values as int. So I'm taking the data type as int. So I'm taking the array name as a with the size as 50 comma, I'm taking one more variable that is I and one more variable as n. So next clear screen, see out how many elements. So it is asking to user that how many elements want to for array. So I'm taking the array size as n. So I'm taking here uh, array size as 5, so n becomes 5 here. So cout enter the elements, so it will be printed as it is, enter the elements. So using for loop which I said previous in previous program segment, so for I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, so this will be looped until 0 to 5, and the 5 elements are inserted as 10, 20, 50, 40 and 30. So this is the input statement the given by the user. So now I want to print these elements using the cout statement. Again I am taking the cout statement, that is the elements are, using for loop. Again I want, using for loop I will print the array elements. So for loop will be, I'm taking I value as 0 and it will be looped until the condition becomes false. So 0 is less than 5 means I'm taking the n value as 5. So 0 to 5 it will be looped until the condition becomes true. This statement will be executed. When the condition become false, it will come out of the loop. So after the completion of for loop, the values are 10, 20, 50, 40 and 30. So get ch is used for to display the output. So this completes the program. So and one more program, that is to find the sum and average of n numbers of the array. So here the given array elements that will be added and it will be taken the average of the all the values. So here again I am taking the data type as int with the array name a with the size 50, and three more variables I, n and sum, but I'm taking the avg, that is nothing but average. I'm taking it as the data type with float. So again I am creating the array size. So array size I am given as 5, so n becomes 5. So enter the array elements using for loop. I am inserted 5 elements, 10, 20, 50, 40 and 30. So now I am initializing the sum value as 0 because I don't know whether the initially I don't know the sum value, so I am initialize the sum value to 0. So next, using for loop, I equal to 0, I is less than an I plus plus. So again I am initializing the I value as 0. 0 is less than 5, so n value is 5. So 0 is less than 5, yes, condition is true. Sum equal to sum plus a of I. So sum equal to sum plus a of I is nothing but the initial value of sum is 0. 0 plus a of I value is 0, so a of 0th position value is 10. So 0 plus 10 is 10. So now the sum value, actually value is 10. Again I will be incremented, I becomes 1 now. 1 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. Here sum value now is 10. So a of 1, I is now 1, so a of 1 position the value is 20. So 20 plus 10 is 30. So the new value of sum is 30. So again I value is incremented, I becomes 2. So 2 is less than 5, yes, again the condition is true. So sum value is 30. 30 plus a of 2, so a of 2 value is 50. 30 plus 50 is 80. So the new value of sum is 80. So next I will be incremented again. So again I will be incremented, I becomes 3 now. 3 is less than 5, yes, again the condition is true. Sum value is 80. 80 plus a of 3, a of 3 is 40. 80 plus 40 is 120. So the new value of sum is 120. So again the I value will be incremented, I becomes 4. 4 is less than 5, yes, the condition is true. Sum value is 120 plus a of 4, the position of a of 4 value is 30. So 120 plus 30 is 150. The new value of sum is 150 now. So I becomes 5. 5 is less than 5, the condition become false. So the sum value is 150. So next I want to calculate the average value. Here I am taking sum divided by n because the average is calculated using the sum of all the values divided by the number of values. So sum is 150. I am dividing it by the number of values, that is the n value is 5. So 150 divided by 5 is 30. So the avg value is equals to 30. So here I am printing the sum value. Sum equals to sum, so average equals to average. So sum value is 150 and average value is 30. So that completes your second program.